Hosta la Vista is brought to you by Green Hill Hostas. Hello, and welcome to Hosta la Vista, the podcast where the shade is cool, the leaves are lush, and the friendship's perennial. We are your hosts. I'm Betsy Peterson.
And I'm Mandy Olson, two hobbyist sisters who love this plant as much as you do.
Join us each week as we dig into all things Hosta, the plant affectionately known as the friendship plant. Last week, we brought you part one of our special on-location visit with Hosta Hybridizer, Doug Ruff.
We explored Doug's gardens, learned about his beginnings as a hybridizer, saw breeder plants, future introductions, and got a rare look at what's currently moving through tissue culture.
Today, we are picking up right where we left off and heading even deeper behind the scenes.
We'll tour Doug's greenhouse, learn how he protects and overwinters thousands of potted plants through harsh Minnesota winters, visit some of the mother plants that have shaped modern Hosta breeding, and hear about the technology Doug uses to manage his growing collection.
From hybridizing and tissue culture to databases and AI, this episode gives us an incredible look at how innovation and horticulture continue to work hand in hand.
Let's jump back into our tour with Doug Ruff.
Okay.
But
And you just let them grow in water like that?
yeah, rainwater. So when you're growing seed, basically you always bottom water.
Okay.
So I kind of extend that out when mosquitoes start coming and I dump it out. But
Okay.
since I don't gutter, so I have rainwater.
Oh, yeah. Right under the eave.
Yeah. So if I start seeing mosquito larvae, I dump it out and then wait for the next rain.
That's really smart.
Yeah. So when I've had severe drought and the cattails weren't there, I stick them right in the lake. And if you left them in there all season,
They'd be happy?
they loved it. You basically would have a hard time pulling them out because the roots were growing into the bottom of the lake.
Oh, my gosh.
So it's like you can't drown a hosta, I know that, but it's if you keep the rhizomes above water.
Rhizome above water, but the rest, the roots can.
Water.
So
I'm learning so much.
Yeah.
So you move them from here into here to water then? And
Yeah, if there's one that I really want to take care of that I want him to boom, then I'll give him a little more extra love.
So what we're looking at is a big plastic tub, probably 4 inches of water, and the hostas are in
Just basically
something
soaking up
gallons.
all that rainwater.
Yeah, gallon pots.
It's because, and also it's like brown, because that's
Sure.
part of my pushing method is chicken litter.
Chicken litter, nice.
I can show you the chicken litter if you want to see it.
So they're kind of sitting in runoff from your roof.
Plus
chicken fertilizer, we'll say it that way.
Yeah.
And the rhizome is above the water level, but the root system is allowed to grow down into this fertilizing water.
Yep.
And you just said that in dry years, you'll just take them and go plunk them straight in the lake.
I can't now because the cattails are there, but when they weren't there, I would literally take, 50 pots and just set them right in the lake.
I love it. I need to get a house on a lake.
And then I'd pull them up for fall, and it's like, this thing's stuck to the bottom.
Oh my God, because the roots were so happy in the lake.
Yeah, it's like crazy.
No wonder they like Minnesota.
That's
oh
the
my
yellow
gosh.
version of those siblings.
Nice.
Purple.
Wow.
Anyways,
Wow.
Yeah, if we want to go to shade.
Sure. You show us where
This
to
is
go.
my little self-made pollination house. It's hot when the fan's on.
Oh,
You can peek inside. Basically, in blooming season.
we are going into Doug's pollination house.
I'll grow. I didn't have a great seedling year. This is the seedlings. I haven't even bothered to. Most of them were like fragrance and red flowers.
Okay.
So very few blushing because you gotta wait for that.
Okay.
So almost no blushing this year. It's more towards flowers.
So Bob Solberg was talking to us about flowers, and he said that's kind of his current love, and he's working on yellow flowers.
Yeah. He's probably got them all from Japan or bred them from plants
Okay.
from Japan.
And
That's
then
completely different
Yeah.
pigment.
These are red flowers, though. Like you have.
Yeah, basically, I think the originals came from Japan as well. They called it cultivars or something like that. But
Okay.
And then Jeff Moore and Falstaff got a bunch, and they started crossing them together and started getting different colors. But
Sure.
the flower tissue is thicker, and so you can get something like a reddish magenta or a dark purple.
Okay.
And Steve Schrade gave me one called Winnebago Raven. It's almost like purple black,
Oh.
but it got damaged. But
Okay.
so that plant died. But I got about 50 seedlings from that pollen, and I'm still waiting for them to bloom. So
Oh my gosh! Wow.
we can get almost blackish flowers. That would be cool, right?
Oh
The
yeah.
yellow, I think, is a whole different
Strain
lack
of.
of anthocyanin. I don't think the carotenoid is usually the yellow in a flower, but I think this is like Kenthro or something like that. It's like a
Okay.
light whitish yellow.
Wow.
I'll have to wait and see what he gets. But
Yeah.
and
He didn't.
maybe
He didn't elaborate.
He can, yeah. Sometimes, I don't know if he's showing pictures and stuff. Sometimes he wants to
Mandy
create
and
a surprise.
we made a comment about we've never seen yellow flowers, and he goes, "Well, they're coming."
Yeah, well, there's miracle lemony, but I know in Japan, you've seen pictures of all kinds of wild stuff, double
Yeah.
yellow flowers and
Sure.
all kinds of stuff.
Wow. Okay.
There's the downside. The foliage is boring.
Boring.
It's like clausa,
Okay. Yeah.
That's the one that spreads.
That's your clausa.
This is your patch of clausa?
Clausa. There is one that's does have a open flower that Bob has used, but this one has a closed flower. It's pretty. In the front, it's not, but there's also swoosh, which is also spreads. I can show you.
Say that again.
Swoosh is also stolonifers.
Okay.
That's a variegated one. It's a breeder.
Tanya has a question.
You had said before that if you have clausa, be careful so you can control it. What I see here is a growing patch around a tree trunk. How do you control it?
Well, because it's on this end of the property, I just kind of let it go.
Okay.
But if I want to control it, I'll mow it.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
But, it's like Lilya Valley. There's almost no controlling it if you don't get everything
Sure.
out.
Yeah, if you don't get after it.
So be careful.
clausa, and then the one that opens is clausa normalis.
Yeah.
Is that it? There was an article in the Hosta Journal very recent. I think Andy Marlowe wrote it about the variation between the two.
Yeah, and then Bob used Clausa normalis, and
Okay.
that's another speculation. It's like when he started doing that, things started looking different and better when he
Sure.
used that. They're like swoosh that have stabilized so there's no shrinking, but that's also a spreader. And I've got a whole bed I got to clean out. Well, half of the bed's got to be cleaned out. It's a nice breeder, but be careful.
Okay.
So, chicken litter,
Oh yeah.
the stinky part of the property. I let it rot and ferment, and then I try to follow. I want to push them as fast as I can because you want to get to the next generation. So
Sure.
high nitrogen on the bottom, bark nuggets in the middle,
Oh.
and then just a mixture of peat and some, or you can use just a garden big box store at the top just to maintain the moisture. But I like it because it reaches through the nuggets, which is aeration, and goes down into the manure, and they go like crazy.
So is this your growing medium, or is this the fertilization? I guess I was just curious about, like, do you use this instead of soil?
In pots.
Okay, so it is your growing medium
Yeah,
then.
that's basically, I want to push them as fast as possible, see
Yep.
what I got, evaluate them, and then once I have a good idea of what I have, then I send it off, and then it goes in the ground, and then by the time they come out of the lab, I have a decent picture.
Okay,
So it's a process.
that's great. I had never thought about using that triple layer: peat, nuggets, and then chicken manure.
Yeah, you want oxygen,
Yeah.
you want to don't burn the roots, but you want some fertilizer and moisture retention at the tops, and then once they start taking off, they'll reach through those nuggets Down to the good
Down
stuff.
to the good stuff.
Chicken
Wow.
love.
Man,
Do you have chickens?
Yeah. She's got them penned up right now.
Oh,
They've been running.
others are roaming around. Mandy, you got to start.
I didn't hear anything. I didn't know if you had them or you got it from
She
someone
kept
else.
them penned up today. She said, when are they going to leave? I'm going to let chickens out.
Oh,
No, the manure comes from the chickens. It's raised on site.
Yeah. So that's the, wood manure litter.
yep.
So I usually let it rot
Yeah.
and ferment. So,
It's not so hot.
yeah.
Yeah, let it cool off.
I have found, I think sometimes gardeners underestimate that plant roots need air. And so putting mixtures into your mix like the bark, that feels revolutionary to a lot of gardeners. They just don't think about
I was
it.
once in some master Hosta gardener just kept going on and on. I was like, no one does that. And like, okay, I'm done with this website.
I do it to great effect.
It's like, she wasn't even a Hosta regular. It's
Sure.
like, I thought this was a Hosta forum.
Yeah.
Nope, but she was
Sure.
a troll. So I'm done.
Yeah. Well, good for you. Do what works for you.
Yeah,
Forget
so that's
the haters.
storage area.
Yeah.
That's a big part of it.
Okay.
Overwintering. I used to, before I got old, I used to till that area in trenches, take them all and bury them in the ground.
Okay.
And basically, I'd have to do that within a week.
Oh, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, 200
So
bucks.
what do you do now? You just set them in that area and cover them with leaves?
Yeah, so when
Okay.
leaf pickup day comes, I scurry around town and pick up the bags before they do. So then I bury them. I usually 2 rows deep, but they
Yeah.
barely fit in there. And then I put a tarp over them to keep the snow and rain off them so they don't get,
Well, this is good for me to know because we're on track to have an El Nino this winter
Right, so
and
that's
potentially
gonna be
very
challenge.
little snow cover.
Well, here's a learning lesson. This used to be a bin that was that high. I put them in here, but that got direct sunlight in the winter. So
Oh, okay.
first year I used that, I lost 20 of them. And good ones.
Oh,
One that I
shoot.
introduced has a yellow ripple leaves,
Yeah?
fickle blue jeans, and it's just like really nice. I thought this would be the best spot, right?
Yeah?
The worst spot.
The parents died
Yeah.
of those ones you just mentioned.
It's the
Got too hot.
freeze and
Yeah.
thaw, and also packed with leaves, and the mice thought, like, oh, this is awesome.
I see the hardware cloth. That's
Yeah,
the
it's
rodent
still in mice.
protection. Yep.
Didn't keep the mice out.
Oh, really? Boy.
Because it was lined with hardware cloth all the way around, but those things can find their way. So
Mandy's been dealing with voles down in Wichita.
I don't have those, but
Yeah.
mice will eat crowns.
Gosh. If they're hungry enough, right?
Yep.
So you moved your storage bin to deep shade.
Someplace that gets almost all shade. through
Almost all
winter.
shade
and
all
then
winter.
I put a tarp over the top.
Huh. Okay.
So when the snow melts, it doesn't go through and freeze and thaw.
Yep.
So it kind of gets to be a lake. of
Yeah.
Snow, but just pull it off.
Well, this mirrors what our local nursery does with their potted hostas all winter long. I asked him because there was a year that I lost, I think, 38 hostas because of the freeze thaw, whatever. And so I went to him and I said, how do you keep your pots from just dying off in the winter? And they mentioned something like this, where they actually covered it with burlap, secured it, and then put leaves and mulch from their facility on top and just buried them deep.
I saw Dennis Savory do that, and Rob McWilliams do that. and
Okay.
it's like, I'm too old to bury these. I mean,
Yeah,
I've lost very
sure.
few when I bury them, but it's just a lot of work.
It's a lot of work to put them underground. Yeah.
So that's
yeah.
my new method.
I love it.
Probably lost 5 to 10, but nothing special. This was the devastating one, but there's a lot. I put the best spots in there.
So, listeners, he's got probably 3 feet high boards on 2 sides. It's probably about, 8 feet wide? Just kind of a narrow,
I
empty,
think it's 20 feet long.
20 feet long.
About
And
200 pots in there.
fit about 200 pots, he says, and then covered it up with just all kinds of organic material all winter long. And the boards on the side collect it all and keep it safe, and it's in deep shade on his property.
Yep. You want to keep the sun off it during the winter.
Keep sun off and okay.
Even if there's no leaves, just the trees and stuff.
Okay.
So,
yeah, that's true. The leaves are gone.
In the winter, the sun is pretty low, right?
Yeah, that's true. So. And it's dark by 4 o'clock.
It's still, hostas.
Yeah.
You gotta do everything. You gotta adapt.
Yep. Yes, you do. You do have to adapt.
Okay.
Another great life lesson.
See some of the older ones.
Okay.
I usually grow McWilliams every year. It's like something good comes out of that every year.
That's gorgeous.
But yeah, the streaking pattern, that's the thing. We can get into the whole science of layers and meristems.
Sure.
Some of it's controversial.
Oh.
Which probably would pee some people off, but I'm agnostic on that, I guess.
Okay. I love it. I'm agnostic.
I can get into it real quick if you want.
Sure, yeah. Explain it if you can.
Well, there's Zonefeld, and basically, I believe he's a geneticist, and then there's Kevin Vaughn, who's a horticulturist. I don't know if you know the whole Kevin Vaughn, Paul Adams story.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So,
well, listeners, if you have not looked up on the Hosta Library, go to the link below all the alphabet listings that says the Paul Aden story, and just click on it and read it. If you can't sleep one night, boy, get yourself some popcorn and just lean in.
It's the dark side of the society. So, but what doesn't, right?
Right. Yeah. True.
So there's Zonefeld, who's kind of geneticist and is into the flow cytometry. And there's Kevin, who's I believe horticulturist, and he came up with some of our best hostas.
Yeah.
Fragrant bouquet. So most of your fragrant ones you can buy off the market mutated from his plant. Fragrant. But he believes hostas only have 2 layers, and Zonefeld says there's 3.
Okay.
But if you go back and look at the journal records, it'll say that the 3rd layer is inferred. So if you go and look at all the charts, it'll be like 4, 2, 2.
Yeah.
Almost the 2nd and the 3rd layer will always be the same. There's a few exceptions, and it's like, is that contamination or what? But Kevin, I believe both of them, and I believe there's no hostas are so complex that there's probably not one truth. I know there's tetraploids. You can just look at Liberty over there. It's like that massive margin.
Yeah.
A diploid is not going to do that. So that's definitely there's mixes.
So okay.
Margin, centers, all tetraploids, part diploid, part tetraploid.
Okay.
So that's the truth, but I also believe Kevin is he knows a lot about plants. So.
Sure. So how does
Kevin.
that apply to the one we're looking at?
Yeah, so dicot, monocot. So dicot branching.
Okay.
And
dicot branching on a tree. Okay.
Monocots, parallel veins.
Oh, I'm with you now. Okay. So the way the veins come through. Okay, got it. Within the leaf.
Yep.
So trees have a dicot vein patterning.
Hostas are monocots.
Hostas are monocots.
Also, the vascular system is different. Trees have rings, right? The most vital phloem part is right under the bark, right? So the inner, very center pith is almost dead, and then there's some moisture and water flowing through there. But if you want to kill a tree, put a wire on it and let it grow. You kill that phloem, the tree dies.
Okay.
Hostas are messier. You have a meristem, and it can be peppered throughout that whole eye. So eventually, all streakers, if you let them go, will settle.
Yeah.
But if you keep maintaining them and cutting them back, you can keep that kind of peppered meristem because it's mixed throughout that eye.
Okay.
Eventually, they will settle because it's just the evolution of the plant. You can say it's like a plant's efficiency, but it's like the chlorophyll part will want to grow more than the white part, right? So eventually, it'll segregate itself.
Okay.
So if you want to keep a streaker, you have to you have to keep cutting it, and that's the downside of it, because if you divide it, you set it back. If you cut it off, you might live another year.
So it's kind of like salad dressing. If you keep it shaken up, you'll mix the water and the oil and the vinegar together. But if you let it sit in the fridge, they're going to settle back out.
Yep. Sometimes you'll lose it altogether. Like this one here, there's very little of it left. So if I want to keep that was a Beth Arnold seedling, and if I want to keep that, I've got to cut out 90% of the plant.
Okay.
So
Sure.
you set it back in a big way.
It just depends on how much work you want to throw into keeping a streak.
If you want a mature streaker, it's a constant
Recutting it. Okay, got it.
So, which comes to violet blue.
That's violet blue.
It's strong when it comes out, and then it goes to a settle.
Gosh. So this is the parent of the one that we saw in the front. Okay.
Yep.
And this is the one that's in tissue culture right now?
Yep, Josh is getting closer. It's probably been in the lab for 2 years, but it has that subtle blush that hangs on for quite a while.
It's a purpley blush.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not strong, it's not overpowering, but it's just like in different light. It's just like sometimes it's iridescent.
Yeah.
If the blue burns off, then it's like almost metallic in a way. Mm-hmm. So
I can just see, just kind of glancing across the surface of that real big leaf right there. You can still see some of the purple on there. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah, it's very subtle. Pictures a lot of times don't do it justice.
Is this the pod parent?
Of some of those purples, yeah.
Okay. That's not the pollen parent. Okay.
So the strategy there was, when I had Bloodline, I ordered 100 TC that I sold myself. Mm-hmm. But I kept probably about 25, and that 25 I forced.
Okay.
So my strategy was like, I want to get it into Montana. Can I get it into Montana? Well, Montana take it. So Golden Falls over there.
Yeah.
That's Montana. Comes out of Niagara Falls. Ripple, large plants.
Gosh, it's pretty.
So that thing is very fertile. And it has tall scapes where each flower opens one at a time.
Okay.
So then, if I have enough blusher pollen, I can hit that flower every day. So that's what I did. I hit that every day.
Interesting. Okay.
So that was like, I want bigger blushers. I want a big yellow. I want a blue. And yellows are basically missing a chromosome. So if you connect up the chromosome, you can get back to a blue, right?
I didn't realize that's where we get yellows from.
Yeah, you're just missing a chromosome.
Okay.
It makes yellows.
Boy, my brain is
green,
swimming.
But just some are missing chromosomes, and blues have a wax, but all hostas are green.
Okay. That's fascinating to know the science behind. Did you know the science behind this?
No, and Doug, you're saying it like, duh.
I know, right?
You can't get a yellow that will be yellow all season. And at some point, whether it's luteescent or viridescent, it needs a green period. That's where it gets its energy. So when it greens up, that's making
that's when it's getting its food.
Year.
Okay.
So if you want a hosta that's pure yellow all season, it ain't gonna live.
Not gonna live.
A one season wonder.
Yeah.
That's probably true of the whites as well, correct?
Huh?
Though it's true of the whites too, correct?
Yeah, no chlorophyll is made in the white.
Yeah. So that's why they're slow growers. Is the more white, the slower it takes.
Read that book, The Botany of Desire?
I've never read that one.
Michael Pollan, that's a good book. It covers the whole tulip thing.
Oh.
But he's saying that we're using plants, but plants are also using us.
Interesting.
So their survival is based on, how pretty they can look. Or like marijuana. I think it gets into marijuana.
Yeah.
And so forth.
Well, I know that's true of dogs. We tend to get the more adorable ones, and they tend to be the ones that outlive some of the more useful ones because and as humans have
more hardy, but right?
Yeah, well, but I mean, if you're purely in it for a companion, they get something out of it, we get something out of it. It's interesting.
But it gets back to hostas are much older than humans.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But they're boring. The ones in Japan.
Yes.
So that's, but like that's Pycnophilia right there. That's like close to the original. Not that exciting.
Okay.
But in nature, that's a species that has some color. Then we enhance it.
Interesting.
We
Okay.
amplify it.
So that's a species plant right there.
Yep.
Okay.
So there's a few of them that naturally have color in the petioles.
Yeah, that's true. Very few.
So,
Huh.
okay. So
Don Rawson made a comment last season that he said there's about 10 or 12 species plants that we almost exclusively hybridize with. And that he was thinking, wouldn't it be great if we could get hybridizers out there who could use some of the other DNA that really has not been used hardly at all?
Depends if they fit within your
True.
adaptation.
Yeah, what your plan is. Yeah.
It's like Bob gave me some seedling from Japan, and one's Kakuti and one's Puchella. Mm-hmm. Well, Puchella is like way too late for my environment.
Oh,
and
okay.
Kakuti is similar, naturally has stubborn genes. Like if you want a yellow out of Kakuti, good luck.
Yeah, he talked about Kakuti on the pod that we had a few weeks ago.
It's very distinct, but it's hard to break. It's almost like strain.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
So this one's got ventricosa in it. It's
Yeah,
Joseph
I can see it.
ventricosa by Bloodline. Not Bloodline, but First Blush.
Wow, very curved leaves.
so dark.
Wow, it's all red. Wow, look at that.
So,
It's like rhubarb. It does look like rhubarb.
so it will blush on the edges, but it's so dark you can hardly see it.
Okay.
But
Wow.
it has the bell shape and the red flower.
It's a bell-shaped red flower,
Well,
curved
it's got
leaf.
the flower of reds, like longipedes. And
Oh, okay. I'm with you
there's
now.
a distinct look to a red hosta.
And this is one of your creations?
Yeah. I wanted to see. Well, it's basically,
Take a piece of that.
I always come
That's
up.
beautiful.
Yeah, it grows really well.
Wow.
Satisfying.
Look at this cup right here.
Yeah.
Look at that.
But I usually have ideas behind a lot of stuff. So it's like, okay, ventricosa is a tetraploid, so if I can double my chromosomes, will the flusher be stronger?
Yeah.
It's a possibility, but it didn't happen here. Here, it's like normal blush you can barely see, but the flowers are worth it. It's just like bell-shaped with, really dark tube, and then that lavenderish.
Listeners, before we continue our tour, it's time for another A to Z Blitz.
Today's lucky listener is Karen Dawson of Roscoe, Illinois. Our letter is the letter E.
Mandy and I have 30 seconds to name as many hostas as we can that begin with the letter E. What are we shooting for? 6? Or do you think we should shoot for more?
No.
6?
No, do 6.
Okay, if we get 6, then Karen wins her sticker.
E's a rough one.
E is a rough one. Why'd we pick E? Okay, here's 30 seconds on the timer. All right, ready, set, go.
I can remember erotica.
Gladiator, I think that's how you say it.
Yeah. Etched glass.
Ooh, that's a good one. Elegans.
Yeah.
How about I Declare?
I think there's one like ebb tide or something like that.
Yep, you're right. There is one. How about Earth Angel?
Oh, yeah. I love Earth Angel.
It's pretty. Okay, do we have one more? How many is that? Is that 6 yet?
Yeah, I can't.
I think we got all of them.
We got all the E's right there. That's it, huh?
Oh, yeah. Every single one of them straight from the Hosta library. No, just kidding. No, this was straight from our brains, and you can tell we were struggling. So it's a good thing we normally have guests play this game. But I do think we won Karen her sticker. So, Karen, that will be coming to you in the mail.
And now back to our visit with Doug Ruff.
Gosh, this is I am
I don't even know how I feel about seeing all this. I can't even hardly make my brain wrap it all up.
Yeah, this blues, and I know what you're going to get.
Wait, what was that one?
I think I got the seed from Bob Axmer. He created the Hosta library.
Yeah.
All these names is a who's who of
it is.
Kinda,
how the field was.
Yeah.
Correct.
Well, let's jump to the good stuff.
Okay. Jump to the good stuff.
I don't think I'll look at hostas the same way.
I was going to say, look at that.
I'm thinking very differently. Oh, my word.
Look at that. What is that?
That is the second generation of Golden Falls.
What?
Yep. Golden Falls has no red in it.
Right. Okay, so this is a Golden Falls baby?
F2.
Oh.
So the first one,
Second generation.
like I said, I hit it with blushing pollen all summer long, and I got a baby that had a little color in the petioles.
Okay.
And then I hit it with blushing pollen again, and I got violet blue in that one. It doesn't have a name, but it's amazing, huh?
Oh my gosh.
It's gonna be. I moved it last year because it was crowded in there. I didn't know like what exactly is the shape of it, so I moved it out. So it's probably going to get bigger.
So I'm noticing that this is in the ground rather than in a pot. So how do you control the pollen that it gets?
Once they're in the ground, all I can do is put a bag on it.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I'm with you now.
Last year, I open pollinated violet blue.
Yeah.
No blushes, nothing interesting.
Okay.
So you really need that pollen DNA from a blusher.
Wow.
Yeah. It had a little frost damage, but
Yeah.
you got to let things play out.
Beautiful.
Wow.
It's kind of interesting because the frost damage, when you get a cut, it acts like, you get a cut on your finger, all the blood rushes towards that area to repair it.
Okay.
So when you get cuts or things like that, they all blush out.
Oh, I see it on this leaf more than I do that leaf. Okay.
So it's almost like blood.
So it sends the blushing to the injured spot.
Yep.
Wow.
It's part of that defense.
Was I reading that? I'm forgetting. What's the name of the
Anthocyanin?
Anthocyanin is actually a defense mechanism for plants where it exists.
It can be if you breed it. I mean, there's lots of other plants that have it, and trees and shrubs and everything, but it's taken Bob to get it started.
Okay.
And then I basically try to improve on Bob.
So if it's a protective factor, that kind of makes some sense. If a plant is injured, that
It's going to rush to that injured part.
awesome.
It's kind of, you get a cut and it gets all red and, all the blood cells rush to it. So.
That's fascinating.
Right?
Wow. Okay. I was just looking on the Hosta ID group. They were talking about I think they called it a flap. A mitten leaf. Yeah, from Ann Culpa. They said sometimes it'll create a mitten leaf.
They split.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get those once in a while.
That almost kind of looks like that right there.
Yeah. But next year it'll go away. It's just
just a one-time.
vibration.
Yeah. Okay. Fascinating. Okay, so show me Golden Falls, and I don't know how on earth I ended up with a piece of this in my yard, but it was at some swap, I think, in like...
Yeah, I think it got popular for a year, and then there was like Dancing Queen, and then I was like, oh, I want the next one in Golden Falls. I like it because it's not as floppy as Dancing Queen.
Yeah.
So it's got a little more structure to it, but of course we know
that's the mother plant, right?
It is the original.
Wow, we're looking at the original mother plant for Bloodline right here next to the lake. Boy, it's got a beautiful spot.
Yep.
Wow.
I made it picturesque so it had some color and you get some morning sun.
Wow.
The other ones don't blush as much, but that's electric fire and it's getting shaded, so the blush was very short. But it's got another year to leap before it really will. So juveniles are not going to show the full potential.
Okay.
So
the ones we see for sale that are,
Yeah, don't go crazy if it's doesn't look like that.
Okay. Just give it some time.
Give it time, and if it grows well and put it in the right spot, then you'll get it.
I bought both electric fire and light the match last year.
Oh yeah, this light the match is getting buried back there.
Is that what this guy is right there?
Yeah.
This spring, they were both just so eye-popping.
Yeah.
Like in the garden, you couldn't help but notice them, and they just commanded so much attention.
Yeah.
Which one?
This guy right here.
Yeah, it's getting covered up, but it tends to come out earlier, so it gets more of that cool weather. So then it'll disappear sooner, but the older it gets, the rounder it gets. So when it's juvenile, it's more skinnier. And I think that's typical. A lot of juvenile plants are skinnier leaves and then broaden once they get older.
Okay, that's true.
Bob's got a nice one that's plum delicious.
Oh, yes.
Plum delicious. Ooh, that is pretty.
Skyrider, the deer went after the Skyrider.
Yeah, they
first
sure
thing.
did.
Oops.
Something on me.
That's the other thing.
Gosh. So that Golden Falls back there is just gorgeous. It does look like Dancing Queen, but it is
Not
much
as
more
floppy.
Yeah, not as floppy, stronger,
Where's flies?
vase shaped. Yeah. What about this one right here that's got the red around the edge?
Gotcha. That's another ventricosa. Joseph by ventricosa. I don't know if you saw that one page where one looked purple under
Yes.
artificial light.
On your website, yeah.
That's the plant.
That's it.
But it only got that way under harsh artificial light.
Really? Okay.
But it's got ventricosa and it hasn't bloomed yet. But I'm hoping to cross it with a paintbrush seeding. So
Okay.
if I can get blushing into that yellow with bellflowers, then I'll be in heaven.
So that's paintbrush right there?
Yep, that's a F2 out of paintbrush.
F2 out of paintbrush.
So
Okay.
that has flowers that look almost like ventricosa. So the purple flowers, bell-shaped flowers. Wow. So you're trying to get leaves, flowers, and trying to get it all going.
Yeah.
Not easy. I mean, it might take 10 years to get what I'm envisioning, but
That's the piece of this that I'm realizing is, after talking to Olga Patrician, who, I still can't get over this. She watercolored years before she ever made plants, and she just kept hybridizing until she got them to match the watercolor that she created decades before. This is a long game. You are in this for decades.
everyone should have a lifetime goal.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, absolutely. I love that.
At least give it a try.
Yeah, right?
And the fact that both Olga and Doug are artistic at their core has not escaped me in what they're doing with their programs.
Yeah.
Well,
That's exactly right.
I'm very visual. I'm sure she is too.
Yes.
So
Yes, very
that's
much
why
so.
my records are photographs.
Yeah. This episode is brought to you by In the Country Garden and Gifts, the exclusive home of Doug Ruff's Hostas.
If these blushing hostas have you reaching for your phone, In the Country Garden and Gifts is the only place to get them. From the legendary red of Bloodline to the fiery yellow Electric Fire.
They ship anywhere in the United States. Find these and more at inthecountrygardenandgifts.com. Enter code PODCAST at checkout for free shipping on orders over $100 through August 31st, 2026.
This is an amazing offer, listeners. Get it while you can.
You may not know the lineage, but if you observe them enough, basically you can see that flower in the way the filaments direct themselves, and you go, oh, that's Ingiri. So
Okay.
there's parts of a plant where you can identify to the species, and you're not going to be a good hybridizer unless you get to that point.
Okay.
You got to know, even if it's hybrid, even if you don't know where it comes from, you got to recognize the species in it. It's like Montana, there's a lot of ripples, deep veins. So violet blue and the other one came out of this. So violet blue has purple scapes that tall.
Wow. He's showing probably 4 foot, 5 foot high, maybe, scapes.
Basically, you can do
4
like
foot.
this to pollinate it.
You can just stand up to pollinate. Wow.
Yeah. So Golden Falls, you might have a scape that tall.
Gosh.
But for hybridizing, it's like super fertile, and they release one at a time, where other plants will release all at once.
Okay. Wow.
I know.
Wow.
Anyways,
This is amazing.
so yeah, I think
Oh
we've
my gosh.
covered most of the
most
eye
of the
poppers.
questions I had too. That's great.
McWilliams is the same thing. It's got some of that Montana ripple in it.
I gotta go look up McWilliams.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
I think there's that one, and the other one came from the original. I still maintain it. So I grow it every year because you'll get something interesting every year. So sometimes you get blue, sometimes green, sometimes it'll be rippled, sometimes, just whatever. That's the thing when people keep records. I mean, I want to know where things come from too, but if people think that they can recreate something from that record, it's like, that ain't gonna happen.
It's not
It's
gonna-
astronomical as far as you look at humans and how many of them are identical, right? Except they're identical twins, but and a few doppelgangers.
Yeah, that's true.
Just a variation in humans, diploids, whatever. And then you take hostas that have, 20, 30 growing species, and then it's the possibilities are like stars in the sky. So if you think you can follow that exact cross, good luck.
It's not going to happen again. Yeah. So you have a fairly small area that you keep your winters in, I'll say.
Yeah, the water will come right up to here.
Yeah, so the house is, what is that, 30, 40 feet from the lake, maybe?
Yeah.
And sometimes there's flooding on the lake that will come right up to where the hosta beds are.
Yep. I've documented where that water stops, and it stops right there.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So, anyways.
That's amazing. They probably love a flooding year, don't they? I feel like that's your motto. Like, I'm just going to try it. I'm going to just try it. Let me try it.
I think that's highlights.
Thank you so much. Oh my
And I
gosh.
have the apples and raspberries and vegetables.
Sure.
You wanna?
Yeah, we can head in, but I feel like you've answered like 95% of the questions I brought with me.
Okay. The app is kind of interesting. I don't know if you've got a good chance to look at it.
I'll move this over here.
That's the whole AI part of it.
Yeah, your website, you mean?
The public doesn't get to look at that because that's
Correct.
could be copyrighted.
Yes, correct. The special username and password that you sent me.
Yeah.
I did, and I let her peek at it too.
Only some people. That's the whole thing. The whole back end is pretty interesting because it's way more than what you see in public.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know how much you know about AI these days. Well, the chat GPT, the chat part of it,
Yeah.
it's pretty terrible at hostas.
Oh, correct. They don't know anything. Yeah.
Like if you ask for a certain cross or something, it'll just make stuff up. But that's the whole inferred thing, right?
Yeah.
That's where the slop comes in. I think probably because a lot of Hosta knowledge is behind the paywall at the Hosta societies.
Yes, correct.
So,
They call that hallucination in the AI world,
Right,
when it just
slop.
makes up whatever it wants.
but it knows a ton about the science of plants, and it's very helpful.
Does it really?
But
Okay.
I think the real power is in codex of building applications.
So tell us about that. You used AI to create an app to track your plants or keep records of your plants?
Yeah, so here, can you hold this for a second?
Of course. He's got something on a
Just to see that
laptop.
of me.
Oh, we're getting to see the behind the scenes app of how he did.
The beauty of codex is it can write in 3 languages at a time, and languages that I don't even know, like Python and JavaScript and HTML, and it has multiple agents, and you can create a web page with logic. And I didn't even know how to write that. So
Yeah, I have heard that the AI is helpful
Yeah.
for writing code.
yeah,
That
it's taking
yeah.
over the coding world. But I think the coders like it because it's like takes away the. I mean, I've written code manually, and it's a grind.
Oh, I can't even imagine. I know very little about that.
But now it's autonomous too. It's just like it's all about the prompts. So you give it what you want, it builds it, and then you say no, not quite, and then it builds it again. And so like.
Let me see what
much
we're looking
better.
at.
Oops,
Yep,
sorry.
sorry.
Much better on a computer, but this is the back into it. So
HostaOriginals.com is the website that everybody gets to see, correct?
yeah, but the
Okay.
back end has all kinds of features like, the filters are public, but for instance, if I want to make an exclusive view where only some people can see certain plants, and I can go in and I can say, Betsy can see these plants. So here, if I want to add photos, I can do it through the Mac or iOS because it's a web app. So if I select something in Photos and I say add the photo, it just brings it in. And then it's going to add the date and the picture just by selecting it in Photos. So I can do it with iOS or on a Mac. And then it starts getting interesting. I can save a record and fill out a name, but the grueling part of describing a hosta, it's like people like Josh and Bob are like experts at.
Sure.
I can create a prompt and train that prompt, and then I can tell AI to analyze that picture, and then it's going to write a description of that.
Interesting.
So I didn't write any of these descriptions.
Wow.
In the beginning, it was like really robotic, and then I went out and said like, write it like Josh writes it.
Oh my
or
gosh.
Bob writes it, and then I'll say like, mix Bob's and these different nurseries take their style, but it still hasn't, but I told it, don't make things up. So then
correct.
the embellishment is not there.
Yeah.
But that's the prompt. And I also told it to go to the Hosta registry.
Yep.
It wanted to use like terms like overlapping leaves on a mound. And it's like, people don't use that. So I gave it the registration technical terms and said, use these terms.
Yeah.
And then mix it all together, and then it analyzes it and comes out with a description. So that I can add keywords, but then I can add progeny. And if I'm crossing, I can put a microphone on, I turn that on, and I can say, this is my cross, and it'll put it in the record just from speech to text. So that might be better of a database. But this part was what I really needed, was that NFC tag. If I hook the reader and writer up to it and put a tag on it, it created that number, and then it creates a URL.
Okay.
So then if I fasten that to the inside of the pot, I don't have to rely on a tag.
You don't have to remember
anymore.
it.
I just take the phone and tap it to that chip, and it brings it up on the web page record.
This is really advanced stuff.
Yeah. So
what does NFC mean?
If you work someplace and they have a security and you get a fob, and you touch it to the reader, that's NFC.
That's NFC. Okay.
All the modern phones have it built into them. So if you take your phone and tap it to the chip, you can have it bring up a URL or whatever you want.
So you can just go stick that on one of your pots, and you don't have to remember it all.
Yeah, and tape it to the inside. By the fall, I want all the important ones that I want to have a digital tracker. And if I lose the tag, it doesn't matter. As long as that chip is in the pot, I can just tap it and I know what it is.
Wow.
So.
And here I am, writing with pencil on little chunks of mini blinds and burying it with my hostas.
So that's what AI is going to do. It's going to allow, it's called vibe coding. You've heard that term?
No, I don't know what that is.
It's like you don't really need to know how to code. You just need to follow the vibe of what it's doing and then guide it. So it's going to take care of all the coding, and then you guide it with a prompt. It'll write it, and you look at the result. It'll probably even test it. It can actually control your cursor and things. It's got a built-in browser where it actually can, like, this is I built it, but I'm going to test it before I give it back to you, and it'll test it and make sure it works, so you don't go through constant failure. So, and it has multiple agents working at the same time. So you can just tell it what you want to build, and it'll build it, and you say, no, that's not right. So something complex like this, it might be 100 prompts, it might take a week. Sure. It can be tedious, but
they'll eventually get it right.
I can't do it.
Correct. I don't know how to code, but I could probably give prompts
Yeah.
to an AI to create something for me.
If you know a little bit about it, it's helpful, but eventually you get the drift in its language. But so the anthocyanin one, basically it took information from the study and then made it into an app, and then it made it sortable. So if I hit totals from that study, it lists the quantity of anthocyanin. And for instance, Longipes is 309, Ventricosa is 291. So you know that has a ton of anthocyanin in it, and it just, you can sort it. So if you want to sort it by the blue colors, you see these are the ones that are more blue, and these are the reds, these are purples. But then you can also...
And this is every Hosta known
Well, that was
out
in the
there?
study.
Tell me about this study again.
It's a Chinese study. It's kind of limited. There's only like 51 plants, but it gives their methodology. And more importantly, it tells you what kind of anthocyanins exists in Hosta.
So the study, and it was, how long ago do you think they did it?
I think it was 2012 or 2014.
Okay.
It's all Chinese, so it may be copyrighted. That's why I don't make it public, but it's useful. I mean, that's what their intention was.
Okay.
To try to get better flowers in Hosta.
Okay. So the study has the levels of blues, reds.
Yeah, anthocyanins. So they've got 9 of them, and they break it down, and some of them are actually pretty similar, but I added with AI a photo side to it. So I can take a photo, and then I can take a picker, and I can click a leaf or a petiole, and I can take a bunch of photos and average it out. And then I asked it to create an algorithm that basically follows their methodology. It's not exactly like theirs, but more or less try to break down a particular anthocyanin on the scientific name. So it gives you the value. So I take a picture, click on a petiole, it's going to come up with a lab value.
Yeah, okay.
And it takes that color and it breaks it down into what it thinks is the mix of that anthocyanin and the value of it. So
this is incredibly scientific.
Over time, like a malvidin glucoside and a malvidin diglucoside. So glucoside has 1 sugar molecule, diglucoside has 2 sugar molecules.
Yeah.
So diglucoside might last longer. So over time, it's kind of a method that's like, if I want to make something last longer, maybe this will.
So how frequently do you use this data to inform your decisions on how...
I just made this like 2 weeks ago, so...
Oh, okay. So nothing yet.
Need to come up with a plan. So now I have a plan, so I don't,
I could see a lot of winter mornings spent going, okay, I'm going to try this one with this one, and then next I'm going to...
Yeah.
I mean...
It's not the same exact methodology because they ground up flowers and they made a paste and they spread it across paper and they took a photospectrometer and then they, classified it for this anthocyanin. So it's not that, but it's a method.
It is a tool that approximates the great science methods that they used in their study, right?
To classify which colors which sugar is creating this color.
And then this tool using AI really sort of democratizes those findings so that it's easier to take action on the results.
So if I want a purple, then I'm looking for the one that has this anthocyanin.
Here we go.
So.
Oh my gosh.
Is this study public? I mean, how do you...
yeah. I mean, that's before AI came along. Basically, I just spent winters combing through scientific papers.
Does it have a specific name, like if we wanted to look it up? Or
I can send it to you, yeah.
Okay.
I think it's... sometimes they block them, but are you a robot? No. Are we robots?
I don't think I'm a robot.
So yeah, that's the study.
So, oops.
Yeah, I'll accept that.
Anthocyanins of the genus of Hosta and their impacts on tepal colors. From what date? What's it say? Does it have a date on there?
2013.
From 2013 in, what's the source? Scientifica?
I think there's different science distributors.
Science Direct is the site we're looking at.
Yeah, so
that's the name of the study.
Science is much more complex, where they're
very complex.
Methodology. It's like you almost have to be start reading this stuff, and you just like start swimming in the science.
Yeah.
You know.
But I bet there's somebody listening that would love to read this study and.
Yeah.
Science Direct.
Yeah,
okay.
Break it all down.
Wow.
So I've been thinking about that for years, and it's just like, is there a way? So,
Doug, that is fascinating that you were able to take that data and put it into charts that you can actually use in your breeding program.
Theoretically, yeah.
Well,
there's no,
you've done things that I thought were only theoretical, and you have found them to not be.
The bottom line, it's anthocyanin. It's going to degrade. Some of them might last longer. Some of them might be stronger. Some might be more blue. Some might be more purple. Mm-hmm. And if you can find a way to sort that out,
yeah,
that's a starting point.
That's fascinating. Wow. I don't know. Mandy, do you have any questions you'd like to ask Doug?
I did have a question. When you're hybridizing, do the blushers show the blush when they're really young, or do you have to grow them a while to see that?
Some do. Bloodline showed it on the very first leaf.
Wow.
It's like crazy.
Okay.
But some of them need to go through a whole cycle. You may have light blushing, but until it feels, you can blast them with light and stress them in the tray, and you can see bits of it, and then you can get a hint like, yeah, but to really know if it's a good one, it needs to feel nature.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wow.
So you have it in a nursery in a greenhouse. If it doesn't get that direct sunlight, I don't know. Mm-hmm. It may not blush.
So if we went to the little bitty tray that you have in your greenhouse now, that to the untrained eye look all green, will all of those be given the opportunity to make it into a bigger pot, and then a bigger pot, and up cup until they make it out to the yard, or no?
Well, because last year I focused more on flowers and fragrance, maybe 20%, but if I'm going for like a blusher, maybe 10.
Okay.
Out of, how many thousands?
Okay.
But most hybridizers don't work under my constraints,
Yeah.
Christine Brinkman, I don't know how many trays and racks.
Every spare ounce of space is Hosta land to her.
Yeah. So
no grass, no nothing. It's all Hosta.
I have one rack.
Yeah.
4 shells, maximum of 12 bins.
And do you start potting them in November or December, or?
I usually wait till like late May or June. And this year I'm a little late, but
okay.
By that time, you develop your eye, so you know what you're looking for.
Sure.
So I can tell which ones are mojito crosses, tetraploids, and I've got a red petioled fragrant one that Steve Schrag gave me, and then I've been working with that one. So hopefully someday we can get a red fragrant Hosta.
Oh my gosh.
So
from what I've seen, I absolutely think it's going to happen. Tanya, did you have some questions you wanted to ask?
Similar to Mandy, everything I thought I wanted to know and more, you've already shared. I think the one thing for me, you had touched on it, Doug. Some hybridizers are pretty quick to market anything and everything that looks just a little different.
Yeah.
And you have a much different approach. You take a longer time frame. You want stability and predictability from season to season. So the one piece I'm not confident is, when do you know it's ready to take one of your creations to market?
Well, if it's unique enough, and the other thing is, if it's survived Minnesota weather for 3 or 4 seasons, then it's got to be a grower. I've got some that, a couple of them that are just like, they're not blushers, but they're like spectacular, but they're still at one eye after 4 years. And it's like,
so they're super slow.
No-go.
Yeah. That's what when we interviewed Bob, he said it's got to have some level of marketability and it's got to grow.
Right.
And if it doesn't have either of those, then
So I have to keep in mind on their needs and what Bob likes one thing and Josh likes another thing, and they all have their particulars. And Rob likes one thing and Mark likes one thing.
So you work closely with Josh Spees from In the Country Garden and Gifts, and he has introduced many of your plants.
So Bob sends a few, but early ones. But Josh and Rob, I trust they'll keep it in a loop that won't send it to Europe and China.
Correct.
And end up in an HVX field.
Yes. No.
So
none of that. Yeah. Okay.
I trust that they will keep it clean.
Keep it clean.
Yeah.
So if people want to buy Doug Ruff blushers, is Josh in the Country Garden and Gifts the place to go to?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's where you go, listeners. That's where you get it.
I haven't mentioned it to him yet, but the purples will be coming this fall. He knows I'm working on it, but they're coming, Josh.
Okay, Josh, you just heard it.
Is that a scoop?
I'm pretty sure that's a scoop.
Yeah.
That's great. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that's exciting. Very cool. Gosh, I don't know if I have. I mean, I'm looking through my list here, and I'm real sure we've gotten everything. So
habit of overwhelming people.
Yeah, no, it's fascinating though, and I'm going to minimally edit this because I think if people are not interested, they'll shut it off. But to the people who are very, very interested in this in the Hosta world, they're going to want to listen to all 2 hours of this, every ounce of this.
Yeah, because I don't do social media.
Well, I think if anybody's thinking blushers, your name immediately is the go-to hybridizer for that. I think
I've always told Terry, my girlfriend, that being anonymous has its value, but I just can't happen anymore, I guess.
Well,
eventually, you got to share it.
Stop making beautiful plants, Doug.
Yeah, I could stay anonymous.
Go back to being anonymous.
The J.D. Salinger of Hosta.
Whew, what an incredible experience.
Doug's willingness to share his gardens, breeding program, greenhouse operations, and future plans gave us a rare look into the work behind the hostas we all enjoy growing.
This episode is just going to sit in my brain for quite some time, just trying to remember everything that he talked about. He was so knowledgeable and just absolutely brilliant. I mean, it was just amazing that somebody who had this much passion, but also this much scientific knowledge is the one behind the blushers. I was really impressed, really impressed. Thank you to Doug Ruff for opening his property to us and taking the time to share so much knowledge with our listeners. I mean, truly, at this point, our heads were just spinning.
And a special thank you to Tanya Refshagi for serving as our on-site recording assistant and helping make this remote recording possible.
If you enjoyed this 2-part series, please help others discover the podcast by following us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or wherever you listen.
And if you'd like to reach out, share a garden story, or suggest a future guest, send us an email at hostalavistapodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, and
Hosta la Vista, baby. I'll be back.
That's awesome.
special thanks to Green Hill Hostas for sponsoring Season 2 of Hosta la Vista. Green Hill Hostas, home of great new hostas.
And In the Country Garden and Gifts. This is Hosta Country. Visit their website at inthecountrygardenandgifts.com.